Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Internet Friends. And this time we're going back to a simpler time of 2012, where we thought the world was going to end, and we kind of wish it did.
Oh my god. Oh fuck.
No idea.
December 21st, man, if that had happened. I remember where I was on December 21st, 2012 being like, yeah, everything can end right now and I would be happy. And then it just kept rolling.
Did we do a Google Hangouts that day?
Probably.
I feel like we did.
I mean, this was at the point when they were starting to not be daily anymore and kind of be event things.
Yeah, we had all gotten boyfriends and girlfriends who weren't a part of the group.
Yeah. Well, no, I got a girlfriend who was a part of the group, but I was like, hey, I'm living here now and we're fucking. Why do I want to talk to anyone?
It's like, I did what I came here to do and now I'm out.
Not go back
I'm sorry to say, your all's purpose had been served. I'm having regular sex now. Bye.
Later. Brutal.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
Going back to the 2012 reference, our homework assignment was the Avengers, which was released in 2012. It's crazy to think of how long ago this movie was.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But there's a lot of things to kind of say about it. Some actually surprisingly positive things to say, some definitely negative things to say. But Seth, this was your homework assignment, so I'm going to let you take the wheel.
Okay. So you brought up 2012. Before we get into how we felt on this viewing, I'm curious to know where both of you were with the MCU when this movie was coming out. Because for me, I didn't give a shit. I've never been a Marvel person. I mean, I like some Marvel characters like X-Men, Daredevil, Spider-Man. But when this came out, what interested me was the fact that, like, oh, it's like a crossover thing. This is all right. This is cool. I did do the reading before going into it. Thought the other four, evidently 5 movies, were fine.
You forgot about the extra Iron Man?
No, I forgot about the Hulk.
Oh, yeah. I forget. Oh, yeah, that's right.
One of my first notes is, I forgot the Edward Norton one counts. But I saw this, and I remember really enjoying it. Really liking it, and this is what hooked me for the MCU moving forward. This is why I kept seeing these movies. Not going to get into how I felt about it on the most recent watch, but where were both of you at with the MCU at this point?
I'll go ahead and go first, but I was more or less on the hype train because I was a Marvel fan to begin with, and at this point in time, Iron Man was my favorite superhero before the MCU was even kicking off, and so the fact that they did well on that movie, like, put a lot of goodwill toward it. But I do remember being relatively skeptical because it's one of those things, like, this was a very big linchpin of, like, is this going to work at all? And so there was really a lot riding on this movie. So at the time, it's just like, I don't feel like I was, like, completely bought in, but it was at the point where it's just like, you know, I was invested in this movie doing as well as it did. And again, kind of just tabling further discussions about this viewing, I'll just kind of just say that it's just like, it does show its age quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. So I will say, I'm like, obviously this was quite some time ago, so I don't know like 100% accuracy of what I'm about to say, because I'm like, I feel like I had several like.
Look, 2012, I was at a gutter with like 240s duct taped to my hand, and like, you know, just like my clothes completely ripped up and smelling of cat piss. Like, it's just like, it was a thing.
That's true. That's true. I'm his wife, and
we just started dating. This happened in 2012.
She remembers how terrible you were.
What is it called? Edward 40 Hands?
I never played it, but you watched it on How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, that's a bad way to learn about that. You learn about that at college parties like an average person.
I've never had the 40s actually duct taped to my hands. I just happened to be double fisting 40s that night.
Okay.
Fair. Extremely similar. Not the same.
Gotta love a guest appearance from Emily. Love you, baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So if memory serves, I'm pretty sure I was kind of just like, I think I was like, at this point, I was with a group of friends who often went to Comic-Cons and things like that. So I was definitely more into like the superhero thing. I was a DC girly. I think I'll probably always be a DC girly in some capacity. So Marvel was kind of like vaguely interesting to me. I don't think I watched the Hulk movies. I to this day have not seen any of the Thor movies. I allegedly watched one of them, but I have zero memory of it. And then
it was on in the background.
It was there.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah, exactly.
It was on FX when they were doing a marathon one day.
Exactly. I did see Iron Man, and I remember being pleasantly surprised by it because I'm pretty sure it was a movie I was like dragged to by like my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, okay, well, this is what we're doing. It's a Friday night. Let's go to the movies. And I was like, oh shit, this is actually pretty entertaining. I was not expecting this. So I think I was like, it piqued my interest, but I was not like 100% like, oh my God, this is going to be the event of the, the year of the MCU. Like I wasn't that invested, but I do remember watching it and really enjoying it. Like I thought it was like, it was something that hadn't been done before. Like it was very new and novel for the time. So I remember being pretty excited about it. I will say I do remember watching it maybe a few years back and not liking it. So it was interesting to watch it again now and have a slightly different opinion, but we will get to that.
Yeah. My opinion on this viewing, I don't like this movie. I thought it was exceedingly boring. I like the middle section just dips, and it takes itself so fucking seriously at times. But I know that was like where superhero movies were at that point. Right. What I was surprised by was that like the Marvel formula hadn't been solidified yet.
Right.
And so there is still some of it there.
Yeah, it's there, but it's like in its infancy.
Yeah. And because of that, this movie is plagued with a bunch of other problems where it's just these overly long dialogue scenes that are played way too seriously. And I'm like, oh, the writing here is kind of shit. Like, I don't believe anything that anyone is saying. And one of my notes is like, this dialogue sucks. I get why they switched to like super quippy dialogue and like projecting jokes to the audience. But how did you both feel on this viewing?
More or less the same sentiment. I had more fun watching this on this viewing than I thought I would, but then again, it was the first time I watched it with Sam, so that kind of really changes like a little bit more of the dynamic. There are certain things I was just like, it's weird to think of this movie of like very of its time, but a lot of it was of its time. Like the cinematography, very specifically, like, this was just fresh off of a switch over to digital as opposed to traditional filmmaking. The camera and cinematography is really nothing to write home about whatsoever. But one thing that like really kind of jumped out at me was like the costume designs, especially like specifically Iron Man and Captain America's costumes really like stand out and do not blend in and feel really like so like a lot of that kind of stuff. And it is one of those things where like, you're right. Like when you compare this to like what superhero movies are now and like what they've built up to, like since we've gotten to Endgame, like this feels so much smaller and there is a lot more dialogue. And like, the writing it's Josh Whedon writing, which, to all the Buffy fans out there, it's just like, look, I'm happy for you guys to have this, but like he was never that good.
Yeah. Well, a quick tangent to speak to that. He wrote Alien Resurrection, the fourth Alien movie, but he didn't direct it. And when you're watching it and you see how a different director is approaching Joss Whedon's dialogue and Joss Whedon's way of writing, it's like, oh shit, they have no idea what to do with any of this.
Right. Yeah, no, it's almost like the reverse George Lucas, where it's just like other directors do George Lucas's stuff better than he does.
Yeah.
But no, like this, but I did have a lot of fun. I did like think it's just like, man, I'm really glad we no longer write movies and TV shows for Tumblr audiences anymore.
Yeah.
Because God, was this written for the Tumblr audience.
Sure.
In a lot of ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that reference. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, again everything in the
It's
movie
fine.
everything in the movie was framed and like blocked out literally to again be a GIF on Tumblr. Like you can really kind of feel that. And then also on top of that, like I said, there like this the one thing that I do appreciate about this movie is that this is still when like Marvel cared about being relatively comic book accurate with their movies. And so, I complained about the kind of costumes, but they at least tried to kind of be like relatively like, Silver Age, Golden Age accurate. And then also on top of that, certain shots, especially when we get into the Battle of New York, like literally look like they're like pulled out of a comic book panel without doing the Zack Snyder thing of like, I just basically shot for shot did Watchmen.
Yeah. Yeah. Brie?
So, I will say I liked this better than I thought I would. Because
Okay.
I think what I am going to give this movie credit for is that, like, as somebody who has not seen any of the movies that are related to this in such a long time, it's almost as if I'm watching this for the first time, as if I decided Avengers is the first Marvel movie I'm going to watch and be like, we'll see what this whole thing is about. And I think for that lens, it actually did a pretty decent job of being like, these are the characters. It's okay if you didn't see that movie. Here's kind of their background, what they're about, and here's how they would kind of interact together. I think for that kind of viewing experience, that they did a good job of like not super rehashing everything from each of these individual movies and allowing it to be a separate movie with these characters. They introduce them very quickly. They bring them together fairly quickly. And I think the movie does that part fairly successfully.
However, characters are also well, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
These characters are in a really different zeitgeist than they were like back then. Like, back then it was exciting that we got an Iron Man movie and a Thor movie. Like the idea of any of these characters having their own standalone was insane, let alone doing it. Now we're a lot more familiar with the characters. So like to your point, like it's easier to watch. It's just like I know who Captain America is. I know who Iron Man is. I don't necessarily need a full origin movie recap.
Which is nice, honestly, because I'm like, at this point, I don't know who these characters are. I haven't seen those movies in fucking years at this point. So I'm like, it still gave me enough information without overloading me with like huge lore drops about all of these characters. They told me what I needed to, and they're like, okay, they need to team up. Here are the bad guys. I will say, to that point, and this is something I didn't realize until this viewing, which I don't think is a hot take at all. Tony Stark, Iron Man, is just like, they like did not make him a character. They just made him they made him the quippiest already. He just says kind of like not punchlines, but just like quippy little things. Like I feel like I'm like, this is not how a human talks. This is how a comic book character talks. And that's like the weakest part of the dialogue. And I'm like, it really cuts anything he says like in half, because I'm like, everyone else is sort of acting like a human here, or at least human adjacent. You are not. You are a comic book character acting like a comic book character in what's supposed to be the real world. And it didn't bother me much like watching it in the past, but not watching it, I was like, why did they make this choice for him? Like, he really sticks out in a very negative way. And I just like, it's very jarring.
I think Robert Downey Jr. was just the highest on the payroll, so they needed to give him the most lines and screen time.
I guess so.
Yeah, probably. I had a similar thing, and I don't think it's Joss Whedon's fault, but that first scene between Loki and Thor, when he like grabs him out of the plane and they like have their moment, feels like it's from a completely different movie because it is so written Shakespearean, but and that I think that's Kenneth Branagh's problem. I think that's because the initial Thor was written to be that way, and thank God they got rid of it. But like all of a sudden you've got these two characters talking to each other like they're doing this play, and I'm like, all right, man, this is kind of taking me out of it. No one talks like this. Yeah. Like, at least it's consistent with what the characters were at the time, but fuck.
Yeah. And they even had the quip specifically there to address it. It's just like Shakespeare in the Park. Like, what is this?
Yeah. Which I guess was an ad lib. I guess Robert Downey Jr. did that, like, doth mother know you're weareth her drapes as an ad lib.
I believe that.
Which is a good ad lib, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, something a comic character would say, not a human being, but for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, I might say something like that if I were knowledgeable on
I don't
Shakespearean
know that
plays.
you're a real person, so
Yeah, well, you know what? A lot of people don't think I am. So
I was about to say those AI models just really aren't cutting it these days. The AI sex all that is Seth.
yeah. Yeah, I don't have like an oily sheen over me. That's how you tell I'm real.
Yeah. I will say I go back and forth on whether or not I appreciate that this, like, they hadn't gone full Russo brothers or full Taika like quippiness, because I think one of our biggest critiques of the Marvel MCU is just like it is just like you don't get a moment to breathe from the jokes.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like you
And
don't let moments like sit. This one actually did let you kind of sit with it, and none of the quips necessarily were breaking the tension. They were part of the tension
Sure.
Yes.
Mhm.
and fit, as opposed to like basically when we get to, I want to say, like Civil War, where it's just like joke, let's go, got to keep it moving.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that was really kind of brought in. And I love this movie. It's one of the only MCU movies I return to. Guardians of the Galaxy. That's
Yeah.
where this like really, really started. But to your point, one of the notes that I made is that like this movie plays the comedy and the quippiness and the dialogue so much more. What did I write here? I wrote suddenly. I guess I had gotten a little high when I wrote this note. Subtly than the rest of the MCU, because there are lines between like Cap and Agent. It's not Carter, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where it's like there are jokes there. It's
Coulson.
Coulson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where he's like, you know, hey, I've got all your trading cards and I've got like
Yeah.
whatever. And it's a comedy scene, but it's not
Mhm.
played so over the top like most of the comedy scenes are now.
Right.
True. Although
Yeah.
they did majorly want to fridge that character so badly, and I'm just like,
Oh, yeah.
they really did the whole like, hey, I'm 2 days from retirement. I can't wait to finish this mission. So I'm like, okay, yeah, clearly this motherfucker is gonna die. And also,
He's
I don't have a huge attachment to him, but sure, try and build
Yeah.
one for me.
I mean, he had bit parts in like a couple other movies. I guess I care about him.
Yep.
Sure. Well, he's dead now. You don't have to. So.
Yeah. It's like we're
Except
gonna
he's
give
not.
it.
He got brought back to life in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show
Yeah,
that I
didn't
don't
they-
think is canon anymore.
Yeah, they decanonized it after the first season. They were just like, no one's
okay.
really watching this, but we need the slot on ABC, so we're just kind of gonna leave it
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
I remember I worked at an ABC station while it was airing, and my boss, who was also in charge of programming, was just like, could we please stop having Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as our lead, and nobody fucking watches that show. Like, looking at the local ratings, and I was just like, yeah, no, I believe that.
Yeah, checks out. Different time.
Very different time.
I don't know if this is a hot take at all, but honestly, one of the things I liked the least about this movie was maybe one of the biggest draws for it, and I think it probably played really well at the time. The infighting between all of the characters on the same side,
Yeah.
it like
Classic
brought
trope.
everything to a halt, and I'm just like, I get that this is fan service.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh
Yeah.
man, wouldn't it be cool if Thor and blah 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 fought? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, it's actually not that cool, and I'm really bored, and I wish they would. I'm like, men are so stupid. Like, why are we doing this? Just like, please cut this
Yeah.
out. Like, it just
No.
takes so much time. It's not that interesting to watch. It doesn't do anything for the plot. It's just there to be like, isn't this cool that this is happening, guys? I'm like, no, let's fucking go. I did have to
Yeah.
watch this movie in 2 parts for that reason, because I was like, let's fucking go.
Let's get to it.
So
No,
long.
I completely agree. And like maybe at the time it was, you know, interesting to see. Yes, there are too many scenes of now action figures are just bashing against
Yes.
each other.
Yeah.
But as you get further on in the MCU, this continues to be a huge problem up to like Civil War. The entire hook of Civil War was watching these characters fight against each other. And I've already seen Captain America and Iron Man fight. I've already seen this in
Right.
several movies. I don't care.
Mhm.
And I felt the
Except the
same
first
way this viewing. Yeah. And I felt the same way this time, where it was like, no, okay, we already saw this. We saw this in the woods, and now we're seeing it on the jet. And
at some point, you do have to resolve like the initial. It's just like, oh yeah, we're gonna butt heads, but eventually come together to fight the greater threat. So it's like, okay, we get it. We've done this trope enough times. Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling. I'm just looking through my notes. They do a Dark Knight in this movie. I had completely forgotten that, where the villain gets captured on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten it until I was watching it, and I'm like, boy, Loki got caught like really easily. And then like Thor takes him out, and I'm like, oh, this is a movie that could be solved with a conversation. If the three heroes had just been talked for a second, and then they still have Loki, and I'm like, why? Oh, right. This movie's doing a Dark Knight. This movie is like, it's part of his grand plan to get caught.
Right. I did forget about the vagueness of a plot in this one.
Yeah.
Yes. And I you know what I didn't forget is that, and again, maybe this is a hot take, maybe not. I've never liked Loki. I've never been interested in Loki as a character, and he's not a strong enough, interesting enough villain to lead this movie. And then we have a nebulous alien race that's like, yeah, we're gonna help you, I guess, because we're in this movie now, and we're like, I don't know who these alien people are. They're just kind of a vague, nebulous force to back up the uninteresting, unthreatening villain. And I'm just like, oh, this is what we're propping up with this, just to kind of allude to like Thanos a little bit later. Like
something bigger, yeah.
Not interested.
No, I felt that because my very first note is, remember when everyone loved Loki? For some fucking reason,
Tumblr girlies
adored him. Yeah, Tumblr girlies.
Like I said, we wrote movies for Tumblr.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. And no, especially on this video, because I haven't seen this since it was in theaters. So this is like 14 years of me just remembering this movie. He is not a strong villain, like you said. He's a nothing character.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even do that much. But Tom Hiddleston, hey, he is fuckable.
That will be written on his tombstone. He was fuckable.
Here lies Tom Hiddleston. At least he's.
Maybe not now.
Well, did he have a necro card?
Okay. I can't say the joke that I was just thinking. At the time, like another note I have, at the time, the "That's my secret" cap was like a great line. You know, I'm always angry. On rewatch, they really shoehorned that in the way that yeah. And because there are so many times in the movie where it's like, what's your secret? What's your secret? Why aren't you the Hulk right now? What's your secret? And then finally he gives that line, and I'm like, fuck off. Yeah. At the time I loved it, but now it's like, shut up.
Yeah, the constant goading and like basically, yeah, it was just such a weird. It was a weird way to create tension, trying to be like, oh, is he gonna turn into the Hulk at any minute? It's just like that's not really kind of a threat at any point. Until by the time he's already a threat, you're already falling out of the sky. The whole bashing things up is not really the issue.
Yeah. I've got a bunch more miscellaneous notes, but are there any miscellaneous notes that you both would like to get to before I go on some rants?
Most tolerable Scarlett Johansson performance, yay or nay?
She's all right in Iron Man 2, I think. I watched half that movie.
I think this is where they figured out, it was just like, if she plays a character that's supposed to be flat, it's fine. Try to give her a character that's supposed to have a personality, that's where it falls apart.
That's where it falls apart. Well, you know, the Russians took her uterus, which obviously means that takes any form of like personability a person can have. Because you can't have a personality if you can't reproduce.
Yeah, just ask my wife.
So you have no value as a woman, certainly. So
Yeah, definitely.
as we all know. I have very random notes. Like my first note, which I don't even totally remember this, but there's like at the very beginning of the movie where there's like this huge pulse from the cube thing. And I was like, that energy didn't hurt anybody. Like this, I feel like the powers of the fucking cube are very confusing and nebulous and change from scene to scene. And I'm just like, I understand that it's kind of confusing and we don't know what it is, but I also feel like they change it all the time because I'm just like, okay, we had a huge blast and sometimes it hurts people, but in this instance it didn't. In the very beginning it didn't. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I guess I don't care.
and that goes to a point that I'll make in a minute. It is its own power source. It can, power a bunch of weapons. It can power a city, but it needs Stark Tower to be able to be activated. Like, why? It is massively inconsistent, and I don't think they even thought it was an Infinity Stone yet.
Well,
oh yeah,
no, I think they might have established it in Captain America, or at least hinted at it.
Okay, well,
because that's where it was. That's where it was introduced. So.
Yeah, and there is the thing about like how Loki's staff, which has the Mind Stone in it, which we find out later, they operate on the same like gamma radiation. And which that was also interesting on this viewing, was seeing like how much of like Infinity War and Endgame references this movie and how many things were then like brought back into the fold for that. I haven't seen Infinity War and Endgame. I only know them through TikTok clips.
It's probably
and that is a badge of pride for me.
I love that. I haven't seen Infinity War. I did see Endgame, so I missed quite a bit.
She's just like, I'm not gonna watch the setup. I'm only just gonna see how it ends.
Just let me know what happens. I get it.
I'm gonna see everyone come back to life. And one of my miscellaneous notes, just real quick, is you never see Captain America just shoot a gun anymore. Like there's a whole sequence where he just picks up an AK and just starts firing.
I remember that was actually like I had the reaction in the theater just being like, oh wow, they actually let him shoot a gun.
Yeah, they let him do it.
Because in the comics he does shoot gun. It's not out of character for him. He's a soldier from World War II. Like he shot guns.
Yeah. But no, in the later movies, they never give him a gun.
How Endgame would have ended if Captain America had a gun.
just caps Thanos. Just boom. And it would have been a Wakandan gun, so it would have been like extra fancy with like glowing lights and lasers.
My only note on him is America's ass. Because I'm like, I will say, I'm not condoning this by any means, but I'm like, I feel like out of all the characters, he does get the most sexualized because like his ass is just like dead center, just like jiggling while and I'm just like, and it's
funny because going back to Tumblr, there was a joke about how like the poster for the Avengers was all of the Avengers standing front in like the rubble of New York, and ScarJo's character is like looking over her shoulder with her ass out, and so people were re-editing that footage. That
I remember
poster.
those photo shots.
To have her standing front facing in heroic pose and everyone else's ass showing. And that's really funny because Cap has the best ass in the movie, like
hands down.
Hands down.
Tight. So
going back, but like also going back to like they hadn't really like refined down the Marvel formula. Like also like not everybody is 1,000% jacked for this movie. Like even Chris Evans was like, he looks like he like drank water and like had like breakfast this morning.
Yeah, he didn't blend 30 chickens and then dehydrate himself for an hour before shooting.
Yeah, so like I do kind of appreciate that now because like once the Russo brothers took over, like that's when basically it's just like, all right, you're basically on a diet of chicken, broccoli, and steroids for the next 6 months.
Yeah, and that became the everything for superhero movies.
And I will argue, I will blame it for a lot of the gym bro culture that we have now that has led to like shit ton of red pilling. Like that is it was horrible for specifically like anybody in the fitness industry.
I think it's certainly a factor. I believe it.
Yeah. And it's so funny because you watch these movies and see the like muscular beauty standard for men today. And then you go and watch an action movie from the like early 90s, like a Bruce Willis movie from the early 90s. And he's got like a little bit of a beer belly. And it's like, he's still muscular, but like he's not this like hyper ripped, jacked, like, ugh, you know?
Yeah, no, it's pretty insane. And like it is one of those things where like, so I did appreciate that they haven't gone all that far yet, but obviously when they get to the later movies, like it got pretty ridiculous there.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I forgot that Gwyneth Paltrow was in this movie, and I'm just like,
I think she forgot she was in this movie.
Fortunate. What an unfortunate casting. I mean, like she does fine, but I'm just like, if there's like, I mean, there's a lot of celebrities I like wouldn't want to be stuck in a room with, but like she's probably like top 10 people I would not want to like ever have a conversation with, because I'm like, you are like the post everything that's wrong with white women, and I'm just like, I just can't, especially like spiritual girlies. I'm just like, and like you're talking about like red pilling with like with like muscles and things like that. I'm like, she's like the other way, like the female red pill version.
Yeah, she took the white women who do yoga and like took them off in that direction.
Yeah.
No, I was literally just thinking, it was coming in my head because like whenever we get packages delivered and like, you know, like we do the 7 joke, it's just like, what's in the box? And I'm just like, it's Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Anyways, moving on.
Seven's a great movie. We should do that.
I haven't seen it in.
It's fucked up.
I'd be down to see it.
All right, next homework assignment from me.
If you remember.
If you remember.
Yeah.
Until he looks at his Blu-ray shelf and just being like, "What do I want to put in this week?"
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah. Oh shit! No, it's my turn. Fuck. Fuck. No. Yeah. Behind all the bong resin and alcoholism, I'm sure I'll remember that I said we should watch 7.
I was like, all right, Brie, whose turn is it to let Seth borrow their brain cell?
It's just like,
it's Bo's. Yeah, it does the rest. Yeah,
but Bo has custody of the brain cell. I thought it was Dante's turn.
Dante's asleep, so that's what he's using it for.
And you know what? I respect that.
Yes, respect the hell out of that. Every day I wake up and I'm like, fuck. I want to go back to sleep already.
I think Fox is still high from the drugs we gave him before taking him to the vet.
No, nice. Oh shit! I got CBD treats for Bo that I've just never given him. I got them last 4th of July in case of fireworks, and then I've just never given them to him.
Well, 4th of July is around the corner now because we're already in June. Holy shit!
June 1st.
Fucking A. I can't. I don't like that. Another thing, and I have a couple examples here that I don't like about this movie, is that every character is stupid when they need to be. And my 2 examples that I wrote down are, they're having this conversation about how the Tesseract needs a power source to be activated. And then right after that, Bruce turns to Tony and is like, hey, I think when Loki was talking and he like mentioned a beacon of light, he was talking to you. He was taunting you because Stark Tower has all of this energy. And then 30 minutes later, Tony Stark goes, oh, they're probably going to Stark Tower to get the energy to power the Tesseract. And I'm like, you hadn't already figured that shit out?
Yeah.
Another scene is when Black Widow lands on top of Stark Tower next to Stellar Skateboard, and he's like, hey, you need to get Loki's staff. I need you to go get Loki's staff. And she goes, hey, man, no one blames you for what you did. You know, we know you weren't being controlled. And he was like, no, I put in a back door. You need to go get Loki's scepter. And she has this moment of like, Loki's scepter. And I'm like, yeah, he's been telling you that for the last 5 fucking minutes.
We need to pad this out. What do you mean? More
It's just like-
dialogue.
It's just like, hey, we've established the 2.5 hour runtime. We're gonna use it.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. And this movie did not need to be 2.5
It
hours.
is
It did
so
not.
fucking long.
That was the biggest shock. I like paused to take a note and I was like, wait, fucking how much longer of this movie do I have? No, I don't
No,
remember this much being here.
Yeah, that is the biggest crime of the MCU is that they normalized the 2.5 hour long runtime, which is
Yeah.
bring back 1.5 hour long movies.
I was
That's
just
the-
having this conversation with
Just
somebody
bring-
because they're
just
like, they were
bring
like,
it
no,
back.
all movies are that length. And I was like, they didn't used to be. And I'm like, it's fine
No.
if you have that. Like, this isn't fucking Sinners. Sinners can be that long because it has
Yeah.
a story to tell in that length of time. This fucking movie doesn't have that much story to tell. It just wants to show
Yeah.
you, again, like, I think that's such a good analogy of the like banging the action figures together because that's so fucking much of this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm
It
just like,
is.
I don't want to look at that for 2.5 hours. Like I have a 2 jobs over here.
I forgot
Yeah.
how drawn out the Battle of New York was at the end. Like that is
Yeah, when
such
it
a drawn
started-
out fight.
When it started, I paused and I was like, there is still 40 minutes of this movie left. Like the rest of this movie is
Right.
just the fight of New York. And it's admittedly a beautiful fight sequence. It's not just the action figures hitting each other, but it kind of is at points, especially
Yeah.
when Hulk is like slamming people into walls.
Again, this is where they go full comic book, where it's like we have to have our vignettes of just like these characters together in these frames and everything else like that. There's several moments like that. But yeah, but I was just like, Jesus Christ, how long does this fight go for?
Yeah. I did really enjoy during that sequence when Cap lands and it like is talking to the cops and he's like, we need to get a perimeter set up, you need people in these buildings, you need to help, like whatever. And the cop is like, the fuck should I listen to you? And then these 2 aliens land and he like immediately takes them out and the cop just turns around and goes, okay, we need to set up a perimeter and we need people in this building.
Yeah.
I thought that was very fun. I did
Yeah.
enjoy that line.
Yeah, I did comment a lot how Ashley from Critical Role like has like significant screen time in the last
Fuck, that
act.
is her.
Yeah,
No, because they were setting her up as a love interest for Cap.
yeah, which they never did
Oh.
anything with.
She's also Ellie from Last of Us.
Yeah, she is. So she didn't really become a big star from the MCU, but man, has she done great in the TTRPG and gaming space.
Yeah. Man, fuck. Because I knew I recognized her, and I was like, oh, it must just be from this and the next Captain America movie.
In fairness, she was cast as generic blonde white woman, so it's
Yeah.
like it's easy to
Well-
be unmemorable.
And the model for Ellie in Last of Us looks like Elliot Page. So, like,
Yeah. Which was a big hullabaloo at the time, because at the time they were also doing, I think, Beyond Two Souls was the one Elliot Page was attached to around the time Last of Us.
something
or
like that. I know he sued. I know, or at least his management sued.
Yeah, I believe that there was some controversy around it. All I remember ever hearing is that it was just like, I'm already working on a video game.
Yeah.
I only had like one more quick note, which I think this is funny because it's such a trope, and I'm just like, I can't believe in 2012 we were still using this. That a bonk on the head was all that Hawkeye needed to remember who he was. I'm like,
Oh, I meant the same comment. It's just like, yes, the thing that works on solving all brainwashing, concussions.
Gunk.
got a bonk. It's gotta have a good bonk, and then you're
Maybe
all
that,
fixed.
it's like that's how they should have stopped Thanos. Just bonked him on the head.
Yeah.
It works every
Well, he
time.
With a
said,
gun.
aim for the head.
It's like Captain America needed a gun to pistol whip Thanos.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine if instead of that like frame of him holding the Infinity Gauntlet and like keeping Thanos' fingers apart, he was just pistol whipping the motherfucker?
It's effective.
It is.
It works in video games. It's
Yeah.
just like, crap, out of ammo, just start melee spamming.
I have so many opinions on how Infinity War. Like, okay, Vision, you have the last Infinity Stone. just leave the planet. You're a robot. You don't need oxygen. Just go fuck off somewhere. Get lost. But no, he's got to stay because he's in love with Wanda, I guess. I don't know. I've never seen the movie. I've just seen clips.
It's fun.
I'm like, I haven't either, so I have no idea. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Fuck him.
I'll just say you're just like you're more or
completely
less
agree.
You're more or less in the ballpark, yeah.
Okay.
Well, a lot of other people is just like, couldn't Ant-Man just go up Thanos' butt and then become big again, and then that's how they win? That was a whole discourse online.
That was huge online there for a minute. I forgot about that. Yeah. That's why they couldn't have. Yeah. Oh my god. This is something I've never been able to say before. But when Infinity War came out, I read the synopsis, and at this point, I was completely done with the MCU. I had moved on. I didn't care at all because I was like, every movie's the same. It's just to set up sequels. It's all of this. The synopsis got leaked for Infinity War. I read it, and then I decided until Endgame comes out, I'm going to pretend that I saw this movie, and I'm going to base every opinion I have off of just the synopsis and see how long it takes for someone to call me out on whether or not I had seen the movie. Not a single fucking person that entire year called me out on whether or not I'd seen. Right?
It's beat for beat. You know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know it's gonna be. Finer notes, because I actually did take a good few notes for this. Oh my god. Okay, so when Loki attacks the art gallery thing, it is established that the music that is being heard in that scene is being played by the orchestra at that gallery. We see them playing that music. He attacks, rips a guy's eyeball out. The music keeps playing, which means in the language of cinema, the orchestra just kept playing. Yeah,
I believe it.
People are rushing out of that theater.
No, hey, like just like if with the Titanic going, it's like, hey, we keep playing.
Yeah,
that's showbiz, baby. You got to keep it rolling.
It's just like the show must go on. Let's go. Hey, this isn't the first time you've seen a rich guy get his eyeball ripped out. Come on, be professional.
Yeah,
here.
Come on. Yeah.
Now, Sam pointed out one which I knew was like a very popular one that people missed. Captain America handing Nick Fury the $10 bill, and she's just like, "Why'd he get that? That's racist." It's like, no, he made a $10 bet with him earlier in the movie.
Oh, did he?
Oh,
yeah,
I thought it was racist.
No, like, that's a note that I have right here. That was racist.
No, because early in the movie when he's talking to Cap, he's just like, it's just like, I don't think you could surprise me anymore. And like Nick Fury says, $10 as I can, and then he's on the helicarrier. And the helicarrier is flying, and then he was just like, "Well, here's $10. It's a bet that's established." But so many people miss that, and then they assume it was like of the time racist joke of him tipping, the black guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that was him paying up for the $10 bet. I'm just like, I bet I could surprise you.
I almost wish they made that more obvious. I think that would.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so easy to miss.
Poor taste. So.
If he had just said like, "Well, you surprised me,"
exactly. He just hands him $10, and it's just like, it's so easy to miss that bit.
Yeah, they could have added a bit of, and for all the dialogue they have in this shit, they could have added one bit of dialogue there to be like,
He could have been like,
surprised.
It was just like, yeah, you did it. You surprised me.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I completely missed that.
Good on you. I did not know that at all. I was like, shit, okay, yikes. Well, actually, on a very similar note, I'm pretty sure this happened in this movie. I didn't hallucinate it. That Captain America says there's only one God and he does this. And I'm just like, oh, some early on Christian nationalism. We love that. And not that it's surprising from Captain America, but I just like, I don't remember that line being said. And I was like, actually, there's many gods depending on your religion. How dare you?
Yeah.
No,
That line struck me too, where I was like, oh, fuck, I guess Captain America is Christian. And that was a thing for
Which makes
him
sense,
for a
yeah.
second.
Yeah, this was still at the time where they tried to maintain like Captain America being like a traditional conservative coded.
Good old
Yeah.
American boy.
And then he betrays his country. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Also, okay, another thing. Maybe I didn't see this right. Maybe I didn't. I'm adding something to it. But in the next Captain America movie, there's this whole reveal about how Hydra has infiltrated the American government.
Everything is Hydra, yeah.
I am pretty sure when Cap opens the crates full of weapons that are going to be charged by the Tesseract, there is a Hydra logo on one of the helmets.
Oh, that's
And I'm
cool.
like, I think I may have misseen this.
Yeah, no, I think they were trying to imply that they were studying the Hydra weapons to do R&D.
Okay.
That was what they were trying to imply.
Okay. Again, this happened with another thing we watched recently. Disney Plus keeps logging me out of my PlayStation and my computer and won't let me re-log in. So I did have to watch this movie on my phone. So maybe.
bummer.
That is fair. That is fair. Man. I want to get rid of streaming services so bad.
Right? Physical media.
I know.
Physical media.
Or
right there.
or Linux ISOs.
Yeah. Or just, you know what? Piracy.
Yeah.
Good old fashioned piracy. So
Yeah.
We're actually we're talking about it earlier. It's just like because we were just like, oh, is Project Hail Mary like on streaming yet? It's just like, yeah, you still have to like pay for it on Amazon. It's just like, do we want to pirate it?
Yeah. Yeah. No, oh my god. I am obsessed with Project Hail Mary. I haven't seen it, but just the clips.
It's really good.
Like,
I will
it's
say it's
very
really
good.
good. It's really good.
Okay. I need to watch it. Obsession is another one that I really, really want to see. Because clips and people talking about it. I'm not going to say anything that will incriminate me on something that's going to go out publicly. But I do really want to see those movies. Going to earlier this year, Return to Silent Hill came out, which is based off of Silent Hill 2. Evidently, fucking terrible. Completely ruins like the story of the game. It is not available on streaming for free yet. And the physical DVD, the DVD at Walmart is still $20. And I'm like, no, fuck that.
No, it's like that goes in the $5 bin where it belongs.
Yeah. That it goes straight to the $5 bin.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Also use your library kids. I think that's always a helpful thing. Libraries have a lot of really
Yeah,
good
libraries are great.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And especially in this day and fucking age, support
Right.
your library.
Please.
And
please
depending
support
on
the
where you,
library.
depending where you are, some local libraries have like online apps and stuff that will give you access to material that they
True.
have, including audiobooks.
It's true. It's really great resources that our communities deserve. And in fact, I posted this on my Instagram, but a lot of libraries are doing summer reading challenges right now, and they have really
Yep.
cool prizes. The one I just signed up for, the grand prize is a Lego bonsai tree, and I'm like, I fucking want that, and I just have to read some books. Let's fucking go.
Okay. So when I broke no contact and went to my family Christmas, we did like a random gift thing where we just all like handed out whatever. I got a Lego bonsai tree. And I was so excited, but my cousin's children got a bunch of Legos, and when they were all packing up to leave, saw the Lego bonsai tree and grabbed it and
Those
kept
bastards.
it. So right? I blame I blame my cousin-in-law Scott. I think it's his fault. It's totally his fault.
That's so sad.
But
That
I
would've been
wanted
so nice.
that.
I want you to have that.
Yeah, thank you. Have you seen the Lego Minas Tirith they just put out? Like it's not
No.
available for purchase yet, but they just announced it. It's like
Well, even if you could, who's gonna afford that?
right? It's like 3,000 pieces. I don't know how much it costs yet, but yeah, who could afford it?
Yeah.
Legos are expensive.
Oh yeah,
They're
no. My sister was in town with nephew. We were in the Target and like literally like taking him to the Pokemon section. We had him do the pick your starter Pokemon, even though they didn't have a Squirtle, so he didn't get the Squirtle option. He only had Charmander and Bulbasaur. He picked Charmander, but he couldn't do wrong either way, so it was fun.
Okay, all right, fine.
But yeah, no. But I went to the Legos, but they had like Lego section in the Pokemon section, and like I was just like, man, remember when you could afford Legos?
Right?
20 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I remember I had so many Star Wars Episode 3 Lego sets that I like at this point that movie came out when my parents were starting to like have financial problems and everything, and we could still afford to get me a ship and Obi-Wan versus Anakin. You couldn't buy that shit today.
Nope.
No.
Bring back Bionicle.
Yes. Yes.
But don't release new Bionicles. Just re-release the original Bionicles and just keep like every 2 years releasing the next generation of Bionicles.
Bionicles were the best.
I was never into Bionicles, but I was recently listening to a podcast where somebody who was really into it was describing the Bionicle movie to somebody who had never heard
it's insane. It is an insane movie.
So
I watched that movie so much as a kid too. It was one of my like annoying kid movies where it's just like, hey, we're putting on the Bionicle movie.
It's fucking wild to hear it as like a grown-ass adult explaining it. I was like, what's happening?
I'm sure they could have diagnosed me with autism just because of how much I knew about Bionicle lore.
Oh my god. I'm surprised you're not trans, because that's evidently a sign of that too. Is that like every trans woman is like super into Bionicle?
Hey, and God bless them for it.
Yes.
They have
ladies, keep doing what you're doing.
Happy Pride, by the way. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Woo.
It's weird though now that corporations have just completely given up on like catering to the Pride audience.
Hey, look, I'm okay with it if it means we can go back to turning Pride into riots.
Yeah. I'm selling Pride merch, by the way. It's just a brick.
Yeah, it's just cinder blocks.
Yeah.
What was the Bob's Burger quote? It's just like, what's a vegan way to egg a fascist? It's like, I have a brick. Perfect.
Yeah.
I like that. Also, lots of cool independent artists that are queer and also make really cool Pride merch. Also, if I don't know if any of you follow Neko Cat Cafe, it's a cafe in Seattle, and they're very silly and weird, but they always have a really like amazing Pride drop, and they just released it today, so well worth it.
I think
somebody who's not a corporation, because corporations hate us, as it were.
Yes.
I think they opened one of those in Northern Virginia or DC somewhere. I can't, but I think I remember seeing one.
Oh, sure, yeah. It's very possible.
Yeah. The only cat cafe I'm interested in is cat boy cafes.
Do you have one near you?
No, unfortunately. Gotta go to Tokyo for that shit.
Every day.
Yeah.
It's like, the femboy population of Colorado has gone down.
Well, everyone's moving away now. You know, prices are up.
Recession indicator, yeah.
Yeah, we're all going back to California all of a sudden.
Yeah, right. No, one bit of pride that I have in this state and my city is that for the last like 15 years, Denver has been known as a sanctuary to trans people. That we are very welcoming, and like constantly rated at like the top of the list of like safe cities for trans people. And I'm very proud of that as a Denverite.
Yeah, I'm really worried about the DC queer community this year. Last year was pretty iffy with, Trump deciding to do a military parade right up against Pride.
Oh, yeah.
And so, and now with the ice stuff, I'm kind of really concerned about, how that's going to play out.
Yeah, it's getting very dangerous for trans people right now.
And the ICE presence in DC is absolutely crazy right now. So it's one of those things like I'm very concerned.
Well, and like I even recently, like we have ICE presence here. I live well outside of Denver now, and I was at Walmart recently and like got talking to one of the workers, and they were like, "Oh, ICE is here today." They're like walking around, and I'm like, this far outside the city, ICE is wow, it's getting bad in Colorado. If this far outside the city, ICE is showing up and monitoring these places.
Right. No, I'm pissed off at our governor for not signing, ICE protections for courthouses.
Oh yeah.
That sucks.
Fucking Republican light bullshit.
Yeah.
As per the usual.
Yep.
Well, this got depressing.
Hey. But regardless, happy Pride. Just be safe out there. That's all we're asking for all of our friends and allies. That's all we're asking.
Yes.
Support your library, support your local community, support independent artists that have cool Pride merch. Because Target hates you still. Disney hates you. Every corporation hates you.
It's like you are a bank account, nothing more.
Correct.
Speaking of corporations and Pride, Aaron, I think I sent you an M this last year. But even though they don't do like the changing of profile pics or anything, Walmart released a Pride collection, and it was the dumbest, ugliest shirt that was just all of the Golden Girls, and it said something about like proud or like whatever, pride on it. It was the ugliest fucking shirt. I wanted it so fucking bad. I wanted it so fucking bad. And then I realized it's one of those things where like people who know me know that I'm wearing Walmart Pride merch supporting the Golden Girls, ironically. Right. Everyone else in the world just thinks I'm a guy who bought that shirt. So I didn't buy it.
That is very much a thing of just kind of like, it's just like, okay, but you don't understand the bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't commit that hard.
Well, what I will say about this group, we are all relatively fashionable people. Me, notwithstanding, like I'm wearing, a baseball tee that I got at a Dolly Roth show. But I was at the show and where I bought the shirt, so that's all that really kind of matters for that. But we at least know how to dress.
Yeah. I was about to make a joke about the fact that I'm wearing a grandma's cardigan for the second episode in a row. But I have a friend who we went to a show recently, and she texted me and she was like, "How dressed up are you getting for this? Because like you always dress up when we go out. Like I need to know." And I was like, "Oh, I'm wearing a button up, my orange button up that I've worn on the show before." A suit coat and jeans, and she was like, "You're wearing a fucking suit coat." Oh my god. Okay, fine.
Can I tell you, I love that energy. I might have mentioned this to you before, but my soon-to-be sister-in-law mentioned to me recently that she was very intimidated every time she met me because she's like, "I know you're gonna dress really well, so I had to up my game to make sure that I impressed you." And I was like, "You're damn fucking right." And that's how it should be.
I fucking love that.
Memorial Day weekend was rough for Sam because we had brunch with my sister and Emily's dad, and it was the first time that meeting Sam and being introduced to here's our non-traditional dynamic, the more conservative people of our families.
Right.
And so she was just like, "Is this how do I need to dress super fan?" It's just it's semi, it's just not the fanciest thing that you own, but not the schlubbiest thing you it's right. Thread the needle.
Put the camel through the eye. It's fine.
Yeah. That's how the billionaires are gonna get into heaven.
Yeah. Oh my God, there's some. I don't know what it's from, but I've seen this clip on YouTube of like it's a skit, and it's like, the Bible says that a rich person will be able to get into heaven if they fit a camel through the eye of
Oh
the
yeah,
needle.
was this the
So-
SNL Bill Paxton sketch?
I think so. Maybe
Was it that or Alec Baldwin? I can't remember.
It
was somebody from like the
feel-
late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. And he's like, so we've spent billions of dollars genetically engineering tiny camels and giant needles.
Yeah, I remember saying that, especially when a lot of the stuff going on with the Epstein files. So,
Yeah. Oh my God.
yeah.
Hey, when are we gonna start prosecuting and like charging those people?
The pedophiles? Yeah, I would love to know about that. So good. Great. We always have to think about children, so surely it's gonna happen. Surely we give a fuck.
Hey, probably when we're done with any of the wars that we said we weren't starting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I hate the future. Can we go back to 2012 when I had like faith in the future and belief that things could get better?
Yeah, no.
Hopes, dreams.
Yeah, no.
That was a thing. Sorry, when I was a smoker, one of my favorite things to do, like before bed, was to go out and have a nightcap cigarette and then just imagine, just daydream about like, what's the future gonna be like? And then I remember hitting a point around 2016 where I was out having a cigarette and I was like, I don't think there's gonna be anything good ever again. I don't think.
Yeah.
There's arguments to be made.
Yeah.
I recently had a conversation with my therapist about this, and like I said it kind of like right off the cuff, because I'm just like, she's like, well, like, what are your dreams? And I'm like, I can't afford to have dreams.
Right.
Right.
Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't afford that.
No.
Yeah, I think me, Emily, and Sam had the same crash out like in the last couple of weeks. It's just like, oh man, like I'm just never going to do anything meaningful ever again.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like I just keep telling myself like all the time, it's just like the bottom's gotta drop out soon. It has to.
Yeah.
There's no way we could keep at this pace. Come on.
There's no way. Please.
Yeah. And then you open up Twitter in the morning and you realize, well, not Twitter.
I was about to say.
fucking use Twitter. Open up TikTok in the morning and see that he's still alive. And I know that wouldn't solve everything, but it would make me feel better.
It would be cool.
I will say my doom scrolling habit has gone down since getting shorts turned off on YouTube. I'm less.
Oh.
Yeah.
It gets me less into the habit of going to Reels or TikTok, because I think what used to happen is that I would be on YouTube, I'd accidentally open shorts and then wonder, it's like, why do all of these suck? It's like, oh, I'm on YouTube. Okay, switch to TikTok or Reels, and now I'm not into that cycle anymore.
That's great news. I will say for me, it's like, because the internet is steadily becoming not fun at all.
Oh, absolutely not. It's the worst place ever.
It's the worst.
I sent you that literally yesterday, Seth. It was
Yeah,
just like
we were
the
just
internet
talking
used
about
to
this
be
last night.
Yeah, the internet used to be a place where like you just went exploring. You want to see like what's out there, and like you ended up on a website and just saying like you weren't inundated with basically people just yelling at you the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's gotten worse recently, because I'm like, I don't know if you all have noticed this, but like, I don't know what's going on with like the comment moderation or something. Negative comments are the like top. Like it's often like somebody just being like, this video fucking sucks. Like those are all the comments I see first now on every platform. And I was like, what the fuck happened? I at least used to be like, I'm like, oh, I wonder what people are enjoying about this video, and I can't find those comments anymore. It is all like just the most negative shit, and then people arguing with them about that. No, the video is actually good. I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Literally, what are we doing?
I taught myself a long time ago to not read comments on anything. So I don't read any comments
It
ever.
used to be where it's just like you wanted to see what the general reaction was to something, but even now it's a Hell's Gate. I actually had a like comment go semi-viral on TikTok. It was somebody posting a video of the Ohio like government website, and they like used actual stock photos, and it has like one of the stock photos of Sima Leo back when he did stock photo modeling. It's just like, economy's so bad he's getting jobs in the state government. And I just commented and just saying, it's just like, you know what, the fact that they're using actual stock photos and not AI images is a win.
Yeah.
And then somebody showed up and like started like trying to argue with me. It's just like, I am not giving you any kind of energy today, bud.
Yeah.
I'm in protect my peace mode.
Yeah. Similar to that, this comment did not go viral by any stretch of the imagination, but a video that I commented on like over a year ago started getting more traction recently, and I've started getting likes on the comment I made. And the video was, if you can't get a trans woman pregnant, you should try again. And I said, agreed. And that comment has like 60 likes within the last month.
Oh my God. You're like, what's happening?
Yeah. I never comment on anything. I don't know how high I was that night. I don't know. Like
An innocuous comment too, just like, yup.
This is what happened. Seth was Googling. He typed in trans girl with breeding kinks, and then that's where he ended up.
That would be something I'd search.
To which, valid.
Oh, so you've been following me on Blue Sky recently. I
just re-downloaded it, and I still don't use it because I was just like, I realized that really? I hate that model in general.
Yes, I opened Blue Sky recently because there's been a lot of conversation about a new Vine coming back.
Right.
I guess it's called Divine. And right now it's in beta. That. Yeah, and you've got to get an invite to be able to make a profile and everything. And it made me curious because I was like, on one hand, cool. Vine is coming back, shorter format content. But then Blue Sky does exactly what Twitter does, and no one seems to give a shit. I opened it up. I opened the app, went to my profile to the exact year to the day that I made my last Blue Sky post. And I was like, oh, I haven't opened this in a year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah. I'm okay with having Twitter just be dead.
Same.
People's thoughts are not that interesting. I think that's the problem. Because honestly, I feel very similar. I'm like, I don't think this format needs to exist because sometimes your inside thoughts should stay there. And I think Twitter really gave people the permission to be like, I could just really say whatever out there. I'm like, you don't have to. But what if you didn't? I think we should go back to that.
Yeah. And you know what? The Facebook statuses were perfect for that. You could have your inside thought that no one ever needed to hear, and only your friends would see it.
Yep.
Perfect.
Algorithms were a mistake. For a lot of different reasons. But no, my main thing is just I lost my chain of thought. But no, like very specifically, like Twitter just basically became total just bot nonsense at some point, and it was just like, okay, like nobody, like I do miss the time where social media was segmented and like everything was different. Like Instagram was its own thing, Twitter was its own thing, and they all served different realities. Vine coming back's not gonna do anything because it's gonna go for the same pipeline where it's just like it's gonna be more like TikTok, even if it than anything else, and nobody wants a TikTok clone.
No.
I don't want TikTok half the time, to be honest with you. So I'm on it very rarely these days.
That's why I've stopped sending you memes. It's because you stopped responding.
To be fair.
I mean, facts.
Occasionally.
Like talking about Twitter, I remember, I like, because I can't remember the exact year, but I remember having my Twitter, and it was at the time when you could still set it up to send text directly to your phone. So if you liked this person's comedy, hey, have it send it to your phone instead of having to open the app. And I was sitting at the airport waiting to pick up my mom, and I got, a boop, boop, picked up my phone. It's a joke about how we had just killed Osama bin Laden. And I went, oh shit, this is how we're going to get news from now on. This is like, oh my God, this is going to change everything. And to watch it spiral into what it has become, like, yeah, I still get my news from social media, but fuck, do I hate it? Do I hate the fact that, like, scrolling on TikTok, the funny app that's supposed to give me endorphins is making me panic about the state of the world. This is fucking awful. And like 2010, 2011 year old me did not see that coming. It was oh shit, this is really cool how we can communicate and how we can whatever. Fuck all of that. I want to go back. I want to go back so bad.
The constant problem we have started was just like the tech industry especially has been bad about this, and they've used it as a motto of just like break things, grow fast and break things. It's just like, maybe stop doing that.
Yeah. Please stop. What do they call it? It's I can't remember the word, but it's disruption. That's what they call it. Yeah. We're disrupting a field. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's the thing. That was fun when you guys were disrupting cable and bringing in streaming and stuff like that. And you were disruptive by bringing in affordable fiber optics to an area. Like that, those were relatively good. Now you're just being assholes.
Yeah. Streaming's another one where, like, I remember I had forgotten to set my DVR to record the first episode of The Walking Dead. And I was like, I think Hulu might have it, because Hulu's thing at that time was the most recent 5 episodes of any show, and you can get caught up on series. And so I opened my laptop.
Back. I'd love that.
Yeah. I opened it up, watched for free, completely free with ads. I watched the first episode of The Walking Dead, and it cut to the first commercial, and I was like, oh, we're not going to need cable boxes in a couple of years. Like, cable is going to go away. And then here we stand, and it's the same fucking thing that I just said, where I'm like, fuck streaming services, fuck all of this, you ruined it.
It all sucks, unfortunately. Read books, everybody. How about we read books and we talk to each other in a nice way? The internet's the worst. And it brings out the worst in every single human being. I really think, like, I really hope we're hitting like an apex where, like, something's got to give, right? Because I'm just like, nobody's fucking having fun anymore. And that was like kind of the point. Like you said, it was like, I feel like it was like such a cool like exploration. I'm like, I met the love of my life online, which is like, I met you two online. Like, what cool things? Like, this is like what the internet was for, like the connecting with people and exploring and learning. And it's just become this chaotic, negative, like it's just fucking awful. And I was like, what? This is not what we intended. Like, truly.
So much of it really is like, and I always go back to things going algorithmic, but it did used to be where it's just like you sought out what you were looking for on the internet, and you found what you were looking for, and you had agency in what you were seeing and what you were doing and what you were interacting with it. Algorithms
unless you were looking up porn in the mid 2000s, I saw a lot of shit that I was not prepared to see.
Right, well,
pop-up ads.
Well, you also have the friends being like, it's just like, hey, Google 2 girls 1 cup.
Yeah,
but
blue waffle, kids in the sandbox, lemon party.
But regardless, like the thing that like algorithms and doom scrolling really do, it has kind of just ruined the consent aspect of the internet and like what you engage with. Like, it's one of those things, like, it has created bubbles, it has created echo chambers, and has created really toxic environments. And like, it's one of those things where it's just like, you can't build community anymore. You stumble into communities, and those communities generally are pretty toxic already when you get there, and not super welcoming. So like, it's really hard to just be able to do like what we did, like, 10, 15 years ago, of just being like, hey, I was watching YouTube and found this group of people that I enjoy having conversations with.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't exist anymore.
It really
No,
does.
it doesn't. No, and like there's a community on TikTok that I'm kind of an outsider in. I honestly little offended because a lot of them, I follow a bunch of them, and a lot of them have interacted with my own videos. None of them have followed me back.
Those
And
bastards.
little offended.
Sure.
You actually, Aaron, you sent me one of these guys' videos recently.
Oh, I'm sure I did.
And I was like, yeah, but within that community, there are people where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to identify with this. And
Right.
like they are shielding this person from valid criticisms that are happening right now. But this other person that was in this community, they're fully embracing the criticisms and pushing that person out. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm glad that I wasn't like invited into this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's that drama farming aspect of it where it's just like, especially just like, yeah, like it feels that people who do congregate together and actually do create relationships, it ends up feeling very transactional.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where it's just like, yeah, I don't know if I can interact with it. And again, like, for me, it's important to basically just like, I need people around me who not only like who I can agree with, have a good time. I also need people who are going to be like, hey, that was fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
A good
just,
friend.
yeah, exactly. It's just
Yes,
like,
exactly. And even it doesn't have to be an extreme thing. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I might err too much here. Oh my God, you cheated on your girlfriend and you lied about the fact that you have children. So we're going to push you out of this group. It can also be, hey, dude, you're going to protests and all of the shit that you're posting is to get attention driven to yourself. And like you need to be held accountable for that. And this group that I have been neglected from did that exact thing where they pushed out one member for doing something that was bad and was really shitty, but then they refused to call this other creator for going to Aaron's trying to figure out who it is right now.
I'm putting 3 and 5 together.
And it's like, but you refuse to acknowledge that, like, hey, even though this person is spreading a positive message, the place that they are spreading it from is not a good place. It is from wanting attention.
Right.
And that can undermine their whole movement, and it will, because I feel like that
Yeah.
happens a lot of the time. Because it's like, oh well, this movement's not that serious when all these people are just doing it to do X, Y, Z. It's just like that happens time and time again. It's honestly,
Yeah.
I feel like with any like kind of Democratic leading influencer, happens like every other fucking month.
Yep.
So maybe
No.
we need to call them out earlier.
Yeah, it is one of the things where like I try to take the perspective of like believe and be involved in causes, not people, because people are going to let you down. And you guys froze on me.
We got the squares. We got it back. Hey.
Yeah, you guys just completely froze on me, like just on a dime. I was just like, I was talking, and I was just like, yeah, you guys froze. Brie was petting a cat. Seth was like staring off into the distance.
Like I do.
I mean, we were doing that. So just,
Yeah. No, you froze on us too.
yeah.
Okay.
Like mid-sentence.
No, I was just
Seth
saying.
and Brie, I was about to tell you who I was talking about within that.
Shucks.
Well, anyways, I think it's probably a good time for us to wrap things up anyway. So, let's see. It's my turn, isn't it? Fuck.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Boy.
it is.
So I had a couple of thoughts, and one of them actually played off of a thought while I was watching Avengers. It's just like, should I do something incredibly mean to myself and my friends?
Do I just want to slit across or down?
So
That was a bad joke. Cut that out.
So we get dark on the show. So I was thinking, it's just like, God, do I need to go back and rewatch it? So I kind of want to. I don't want to, but I was thinking about suggesting going back and watching Man of Steel,
Oh.
which let me, for the
wow,
record,
okay.
say is a movie I genuinely hate.
Yeah.
And I remember liking it, and I feel like both of you gave me a lot of shit for it. So I'd be
Yeah, I
interested.
didn't like it either. Aaron and I talked about it at Superhero Roundtable Extravaganza, the pilot for this whole thing
Yep.
that we're doing now.
I remember. So all right, let's go back to our roots and go rewatch
Wait,
Man of Steel.
what was the other? What was the other before we fully settle?
The other one was like another, not quite show and tell, but like just what are you playing? Because it's we're in the summer now, so Steam summer sales have been going on. Video game sales are going on other platforms too, and I think we're all probably playing a lot of very different stuff right now. And I'm very
Yeah.
curious to know what you guys have on your rotation. So we could do
I
that,
would
or we could do
prefer-
Man of Steel.
I would prefer Man of Steel because this is actually something I wanted to brag about. I found Mass Effect 2 at the thrift store for $1.50, and this is what I've been playing for the last little while.
Oh, that's, ooh! Do I need to make? Do we need to? Do I do Mass Effect assignment? Because I'm almost done with 3.
Oh, maybe.
be
I
fun.
only have 2.
I've already gone through 2. So if Brie wants to play some of 2, which I know is her favorite,
Yeah, I'm so down with that.
all right, Mass Effect 2 it is.
$1.50. What are
All
we
right,
doing?
Mass Effect 2 it is.
Oh, we're doing Mass
Let's
Effect 2.
go.
Okay.
We're doing
All
Mass
right.
Effect 2. I just finished playing it, so it's already fresh in my noggin.
Hell yeah.
All right. I'll actually finish it because I've been putting it off for a couple days.
All right, so Mass Effect 2, that's our next homework assignment. Anyways, I'm TC.
Okay.
I'm TCK Media Production on most platforms. You got that Seth23 who you can find on the Tiki the Talkies, and then you have the Raccoon Loon herself, Brie. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.